guys, so for about a year now I've been working on a book which is all about fitness and training. I would say it's a manual of sorts. So the training manual has an exercise library. It has extensive knowledge of programming, and programming is basically how you make your own workout like plan, and then how you can change that like on the fly, how you want to change it depending on what your goals are. So it has all that knowledge, and it has 18 sample plans included and more. So if you're interested, leave a comment below. Little Jimmy goes to the gym. He sees a very, very big man, a very strong man. The man has a lot of veins bulging from his arms, from his chest. Jimmy sees that, and he's encapsulated by it. He wants it. And so do you. Right? I mean, I think we all want vascularity. Because vascularity is, one, it's a sign of leanness. Two, it's a sign of muscularity in a sense. And three, it's a sign of strength. And all of those increase your sexual fitness. How well you are rated as a mate, basically. So how do you get more vascular? Like, what is the overall best way? You know, some argue that it's going to be losing fat, and that would be the best way. And I agree to an extent. So the more fat you have, the bigger the distance your vein needs to like push in order to be seen. So you can like imagine like this is expanded like your layers. So this is gonna be where your vein is, right? This is gonna be fat, and then this is gonna be your skin. Alright? So the more fat you have, the more your vein, the more like deep your vein is going to be, and therefore you can't really see it. Right? Kind of simple. So if you lose the fat, you're going to lessen this distance, and therefore your vein's going to pop out more. But the thing is, getting lean is not enough for some people. And personally, that was the case with me. I got pretty lean. So lean that I lost a considerable amount of muscle, I think. Given that I was like weak. I was literally at like my weakest at that time. I looked very lean, but you know, there were just some parts that weren't exactly as like vascular as I would have liked. And you know, you can say that, oh, you know, you just weren't lean enough, you know? If only you were leaner. And then what? I would have lost even more muscle, and I wouldn't have even been as vascular. The most important factor to becoming vascular is gaining muscle. Because you have your layers, right? But your muscle's underneath here. And so the more muscle you have, the more it's going to push the vein up. Right? The more it's going to push it up. And that's much better than just losing the fat. Because your skin without the fat has an inherent thickness. Like, you can imagine this as the thickness, but I'm certain it's going to be bigger. But you have an inherent thickness, and even if you lose all the fat, if you don't have enough muscle, the vein's not going to pop up. If you have a sufficient muscle, but still with quite a bit of fat, your vein will still pop out and you will be able to see it. And you can see this with like the biggest people. Like, even though if they're like pretty fat, they still have veins because they have a lot of muscle, which is pushing out their veins. So what I'm saying is, losing fat is important to getting more vascular, but gaining muscle is more important. Now, if you want to really expedite your vascularity journey, you want to do both. You gain muscle and lose fat. But that's not always possible. So I would still say prioritize gaining muscle first. Gain muscle and then lose fat.